We the people here decree we've the right to life and liberty. We're all created equally in America, and we're going to live here happily in America. Our founding fathers crossed the seas and built the new world colonies. But King George wouldn't set them free, so they fought a...
Hi, my name is Diane. You're currently watching the Just Kidding Around show. Thank you so much for joining us. Each week, we like to bring in guests from our community to share ideas that the entire family can do. I'm thrilled to have this week's guest. Her name is Katy. Hi, Katy.
Hi.
And I've known Katy for, what, 3-4 years?
I'm guessing, yeah, about 3 or 4 years.
Okay, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And Katy is a cook, and she cooks a lot for her family,
Yes,
I believe.
I
And
love
so
to
she's
cook.
going to share some ideas for some simple recipes today. And before we do that, can we look in the camera and give a shout out to somebody?
I would like to give a shout out to Zaya and Katy.
Oh, good friends.
Yes.
Hey, let's say hi to Gracie and Lily too. Hi, and I would say hello to all the students at South Bay. And I'm even going to give a special shout out this time to Kate Cook, who's retiring at the end of this year, and she's going to have lots of time to cook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of time.
Yeah, maybe she can watch this show and
Yeah, she
do
can
some
learn
of
to
your
make
recipes.
this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get started.
Yes.
Why don't I start by saying in front of us we have a lot of cookbooks. Do you
Yes.
use cookbooks?
Well, I think my mom got some recipes from cookbooks, but now we've just kind of memorized them, and we just know them off of the top of our head, and she taught me.
So you have family recipes.
Yes.
So who has been your primary teacher for cooking?
My mom and my dad, they always cook.
Your dad cooks too?
Yes,
Who
he's
cooks
very
more,
good.
your mom or your dad?
It really depends who's at home.
All right, that's a good man that cooks. Good. So I'm not actually much of a cook myself. I live
love
alone,
to
and so
cook. Yeah.
biggest thing I do is a smoothie and an egg. I can do it, but an egg. So I want to say something too before we get started. There's something different about your diet. You eat a special kind of diet. Do you want to tell us a little about that?
Yes, I'm a vegetarian, which means I don't eat any meat or fish or anything like that.
Do you eat milk?
Yes, I'm not vegan.
You're not vegan.
I have sugar and flour and milk and all dairy products, just no meat.
Okay, and you're perfectly healthy.
Yes.
And she's very smart too. So,
Thank you.
great. Yeah, and I'm wondering if by being a vegetarian though, if you have to be more creative with your cooking.
Not always, since now there's so many substitutes and so many things you can use instead of meat and things that can be healthy options and you can get like iron from instead of meat.
Okay, great. And I guess with that, let's get started. And then can I ask you questions as you
Yes,
do
you
your
may.
cooking? This, I want to say, is extremely healthy. And I'm going to say most people, I'm not sure, but I don't think most people like broccoli.
No.
So are you going to show us how to like broccoli?
Well, this is cauliflower.
I mean cauliflower.
Yeah,
I knew
cauliflower.
that. It was a test. I wanted to be sure.
So this cauliflower is just on a normal baking pan. And I am going to start with some olive oil.
What kind of olive oil is that?
It's just extra virgin. I'm sure any type of olive oil would
Okay.
work though. So I'm just going to pour this over. And then I'm going to take some balsamic vinegar. And it really depends how much you like balsamic vinegar. My family really, really enjoys balsamic vinegar, so I like to add a lot. It makes it sweet and just have more flavor. And then I'm also just going to add some salt and pepper for flavor also. And this just gives it more flavor and makes it even more enjoyable. And I don't think I would like cauliflower other ways. This is how I like cauliflower. And I think it's really good. And
I noticed you didn't say 1/4 of a cup. or be sure you put in a teaspoon? You just sort of...
It just really depends how much you like certain things. And if you like more salt or pepper, or if you don't like salt and pepper very much, it really just depends on how much you like things. But there are definitely things you do need to measure. I'm just making a small version of this, so it doesn't really have that much, but you can always add more or less of all the ingredients.
So is this a good recipe for kids to start out with, do you think?
Yes, it's really easy. And so I'm just mixing this all up and making sure they're all evenly coated first. And then just mixing it
I
all
want
up.
to say, too, to the audience that you can feel free to record this. And if you think, what did she put on that? We are on TV every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday, and you might want to catch our show a second time. Videotape it, or whatever the word is for it nowadays.
Recording.
Yeah, and
So I'm just...
so it
this
was vinegar.
Yeah, balsamic
not
vinegar.
white, right?
And
extra virgin olive oil,
You
salt
can use
and pepper.
any type though.
And
yes,
that's
salt
it.
and pepper.
Just 4 ingredients. Oh, and the cauliflower.
And the cauliflower. And after it's all mixed together and all evenly coated, you're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on your oven's heat and how hot it gets when things are in it. So this is really good, and I think most kids would like this because I know a lot of people don't like vegetables, but this makes it more fun and more enjoyable to eat vegetables.
Okay. So there it is. I don't know if we got a shot of it, but how fun is that? And you just used a sheet cake?
Yeah, this is just
What
a
is this?
baking sheet.
Baking sheet.
And
Looks
you
like
can...
it's made out of copper or something.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sure any baking sheets
right.
would work.
And-
And this is just really
And this
easy.
is cauliflower. Could you do that same thing with broccoli?
Well, we normally do the same thing with broccoli too.
What, is there another vegetable that you might use the same recipe for?
I'm not too sure. I think we normally only use it for broccoli and cauliflower.
And does your whole family, do they all have the same favorite recipes?
I think we all really like pesto because we get lots of basil. We all really like this meal and we have it a lot when we get our pesto.
Okay.
So we always have
Well,
this.
I'm going to tell you something.
We always have cauliflower.
I'm going to try this at home this weekend. I really
Really
am.
good.
And, but I'm not so big on the vinegar part. Is there something I can substitute for the vinegar?
You can just use less. I think it just gives it more flavor.
Okay.
And makes it kind of sweet. So we will get to try it later though also. So you'll get to see this one I made already has a little less vinegar. I just always put a lot of vinegar on them. This is about how much vinegar I would normally put because this is definitely a good amount of vinegar, balsamic vinegar. And I don't really use measurements when I make this because it really depends on how much you like certain ingredients. I know some people don't like pepper. I don't like pepper too much, but it just gives it flavor in this and doesn't really change much except for adding flavor.
Do you eat cheese?
Yes, I
Would
do
you
eat
put cheese on this?
Well, like Parmesan cheese, I would put on it. And
After you cook it or before?
It really depends on what we're having for dinner that night.
Sorry, maybe I'm asking
Yeah.
too many questions. I'm sorry. But I want to say this about,
Yes.
I think you would call this roasting.
Yeah, you would
Okay, the
roast
process?
cauliflower, roasted cauliflower.
Don't worry. Don't get stressed out too much if you're at home and you worry, oh, what did Katy say? Did she say 400 degrees for half hour or 20 minutes? You know, the neat thing about vegetables is you can even eat them raw.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to taste way better cooked. But
My brother always likes to sneak through the
if
kitchen
you
and grab
undercook it, it's not like
pieces of it.
undercooking meat or something like that. You know, so can you fiddle around with those times too? Like,
Well, it's about a half an hour, and halfway through, you're going to want to take it out and just move it around.
oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, you want to take it out
So
halfway.
halfway through, you kind of scramble it up.
Yeah, you're going to take it out.
I didn't even think of that. So I wouldn't have done that. My cauliflower would have been all. What would have happened if you don't mix it up halfway through?
maybe it would get a little burnt. And don't be worried because the balsamic will make it darker, so it's not burnt.
Okay.
It will give it color, so it will be darker on some spots.
Okay, so the vinegar will add some color to it.
It will make it kind of dark
All right.
brown.
Okay.
And so let's get started on.
And then, may I move this to the side?
Yes.
This is a heavy pan. I bet your
Yeah.
family uses that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so you brought something besides the cauliflower. Now, this is something you pitch right in and help your family cook, don't you?
There's actually one more step for people
Ooh.
that like garlic.
One more step for this?
Yes, actually.
Okay, let me bring it back after we take it out of the oven. Is that right?
Well,
Oh, is that what I
want
think
to put
it is?
garlic on it because
Oh.
I love garlic
I
and it's
love
really,
garlic.
really good for you. People even take pills of garlic pills.
Garlic's really,
for
really
their
good
health.
for blood problems too, for like
sure it is.
cholesterol and
So,
triglycerides,
I
things like
definitely
that.
like
So did
garlic.
you put that on after or before you cook it?
Before you cook it.
I'm so glad to hear you say that because in my head I was thinking I'm going to leave out the vinegar and put garlic in.
Yes, I love garlic, and I'm probably not going to use all of this, but
All right.
garlic is
So
one of
thank
my
you for reminding
favorite
us of
things.
that. Thank you very much. And okay, I'm going to interrupt. I know the clock's ticking. But I want to say this. I bought this book just today, and it has 100 most healing foods. And do you think garlic's in there?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Get garlic in every recipe. Okay,
so
I'll be quiet.
I'm just going to scoot this stuff over a bit.
Are you totally done with this?
Yeah. I'm just going to move this over. So I just have a food processor, and I'm just going to take this off. Make sure it's on. Okay, so I'm going to take this part out. And the first thing you're going to want to do is take 2 to 3 tablespoons of almonds or pine nuts. Really depends on what you have. And I'm just going to,
Almonds or what?
or pine nuts.
Oh, pine nuts.
Pine nuts. You
Oh,
can use
okay.
pine nuts. And I'm
How
just
come that's
going-
so fine though?
Because they are crushed in
Oh.
a food processor. It's just really loud when you do this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So guys in the sound room, it's going to get loud.
No. I already crushed it. The almond crushing part was loud.
Oh,
already.
you crushed it. That
Yeah, I
is pre-crushed.
pre-crushed.
So when you buy them, they're not going to look like that.
No.
Pine nuts. We're making pesto.
Yes, pesto, pasta. It can be used as a spread or really whatever. I'm using it on pasta, and that is what we normally do when we
Why don't you
make.
just pour that whole bag in there? Can you?
Yeah, probably.
Because you've pre-measured that, right?
Yes, I have.
And how much did you say that is?
2 to 3 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons
2 to 3
of
almonds
almonds or pine nuts.
or pine nuts. Yes, pine nuts work, and they kind of make it. They don't really change the flavor as much as just like the texture.
Do you think fresh pesto tastes better than something from the store?
From the store,
canned?
I do not actually like the ones from the store as much. We normally get our basil from. We also grow it in our garden. We grow basil in our garden also, so we can get it from our garden. We also have a friend that is a farmer, so he gives us a lot of basil. So
Is it easy to grow?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really in the garden that much.
Does it grow year round?
No, it does not
Okay.
grow. That's why we had to buy this one from the store. So I'm just adding 4 cloves of garlic.
More garlic.
Garlic.
Those
I
are
love
big
garlic.
cloves, okay?
Yes, and I'm just going to.
Do you have a special way to peel your garlic?
I always just take a knife and I press down on it, and then they will kind of fall off. You just might need to take them off.
Do you have problems with your hands smelling like garlic?
I like the smell of garlic, so I don't really mind. But
Okay.
so I'm just going to pulse this,
Be ready in the sound room.
and I'm just pulsing it until it's all well mixed. So. Until it's all well mixed, I can still see a few cloves in there. So that should be good. And once it's all mixed together, you're just going to want 2 cups of some basil. It smells really good. I'm sure you want to smell that.
Oh my gosh.
And it
I
smells
love the smell of basil.
amazing.
And
I'm
it's,
just
I
going
bet
to-
that's in this book too. Basil's
I bet,
very.
yeah.
Did you know food's almost like medicine? If you eat healthy food, it's medicinal.
I'm just going to
You're
take
not
this
answering
off.
me. Do you not believe me?
What, about basil? Or
Yeah,
the
do you
food?
think food's healthy?
Yes, I do. Some foods, not
Yeah.
all foods. I'm just going to put in all of this basil.
And once again, that's 2 cups?
Yes, 2
Okay.
cups of basil. I'm making a small batch once again, so it kind of, you can double or triple the recipe.
Boy, that smells amazing.
Yes, it
And your
smells
neighbor
so
who's a
good.
farmer?
Not our neighbor, one of our good friends, one
Okay.
of my dad's good friends, is a farmer. So,
Boy, it's handy to know farmers nowadays.
yeah, and
Do you guys just eat organic or not necessarily?
not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
A lot of things are organic, but not everything. I wouldn't say everything is. So now I'm just going to take this half a cup measuring cup, and you're not going to want to fill it all the way to the top, but just slightly almost filled, not completely filled, but you're just going to want to pour in. I'm going to take this off again. And you're just going to want to pour in kind of little by little. And I'm just going to put on this lid. So let's just pulse that.
Is the power off?
I'm not sure. Let me try to plug it in.
Well,
Backwards?
just pour. That's all right, don't worry
backwards.
about it. Just,
It should
would you
be.
like to taste it? Oh, yeah, that's probably not on tight. If those aren't on real tight.
I'm going to.
I'm starting to wonder if there's somebody in the audience that could help us.
Is there? My faithful
Is
servant?
there's a few people in the
My
audience.
assistant? Yes.
Thank you.
You will come and
technical
help.
assistant.
Yep. Backwards. That makes a
Ah.
lot of sense.
It's amazing. Oh, boy, that's a
I-
great shot. The camera must have that shot.
Let's take this out. Okay, so I'm just going to
So we got it now.
pour it all
It's amazing what those
in.
audience members can know.
Yes, lots of knowledge. Okay, so I'm just
Let's
going
see
to
if
put
it
that on.
works.
The lid's on.
That's one thing about these food processors. If everything's not on just real
It will
tight,
not work.
they don't work. There you
So I'm
go.
just going to hold this, and it's all going to mix together. And if it starts to look kind of clumpy, you're just going to want to add more olive oil if it looks kind of
What a
clumpy.
good shot. I love that. I love close-ups.
Yeah, it's just going to be a green paste, and it's going to be kind
Are we
of,
done with this?
no,
Oh,
we're not done. Okay.
is that a certain blade? Is that an S blade in there?
I think it's just the blade from here.
Okay. You okay?
So now I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil.
Okay. I think we only have a few minutes. We only have about 5 minutes
Yes,
left.
I am almost done with this. I'm just going to add a little bit more.
And what do you do with pesto?
You can use it as a spread on sandwiches, or you can use it.
Oh, like instead of mayonnaise?
Yeah, I like
Oh,
it with
yum.
like tomatoes. And I'm just going to mix it. So, and now I'm going to
Now
unscrew the lid.
you put garlic. So there's garlic
Yes,
in
there's
there.
garlic in there.
There's 2 to 3 tablespoons of pine nuts.
Or almonds. I'm
almonds.
using almonds.
And 2 cups of fresh basil.
Yes.
How many cloves of garlic were in there?
There were 4. So
Okay, and there was a cup of
2 cups of basil.
no, 2 cups of basil. But how much olive oil was in there?
It was about a little less than a half of a cup.
A little less than half a cup. Okay.
And I'm just going to scrape off this.
Yeah, I
part.
would have to tape a show like this, or go to YouTube and look it up, because we're on.
So
we'll
I'm
be on
just
YouTube.
going to mix this all together
All right.
and just make sure it's all.
Does the food processor not totally mix it up?
Well, I'm going to be scraping it out
Okay.
into.
Oh, let me help you somehow. Can
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be getting a bowl. I'm going to be needing a bowl to add in the Parmesan and the butter. So,
Oh, butters?
yes,
Coming up
butter.
here? You put
yes,
butter in
this is the part
Ooh.
where we get to customize it. So we have some.
Oh, another audience member. Thank goodness. Oh, we've got some noodles. Too.
That's
So
that's
we're
what we're gonna be.
customizing it.
So this is kind of where you get to customize.
Because they don't you don't normally put butter in, do you?
It makes it,
Can we not pour it from there?
unless we will be able to. I know. So we're just gonna try to untwist this.
I wonder if an audience member. can
Audience
come up.
member, can you help me get this off, please?
Technical assistant. Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
Oh, that takes strength. There
So,
you go.
I'm just going to
Thank
pour it
you.
all
You're more
in.
help than I would have been anyway. There
So
you
I'm
go.
gonna get it all out here.
And you're going to put butter in your pesto?
Yes.
I've
it makes
never
it.
heard of that. Boy, that sounds fun. And I'm going to get to taste this. I can
Yes.
hardly wait.
You are. It's the secret. It is the secret, definitely. So I'm just going to put this
I love
all in here.
That's good.
Okay, so that is our pesto. And now we're going to add a little less than half a cup of this
melted
softened.
butter. So how did you find out? Did you
unsalted.
experiment?
I mean, unsalted.
Did your family experiment with butter and pesto, or did you read in a recipe, or
Actually-
why would you ever think to do that?
I don't know. I think it just adds some flavor. And now I'm going to add in Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to add in.
Did you grind this Parmesan?
No, it's just, yeah, it's grated Parmesan.
I mean, grate it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did
I'm just
you
gonna
do you
add
buy
in
it
some.
that way? Or you
No,
fresh?
we just grated it.
Yeah, I was
at
gonna say
home.
this looks very freshly grated.
Yes, it is.
2 minutes.
All right.
We're
So-
20 minutes in, so.
I'm just going to mix this all together.
My gosh, that looks like something you'd see on the Food Channel. I have never seen freshly grated Parmesan
We make this all the time. I'm just
in
going to.
pesto. Boy, you guys eat well. This is all like gourmet stuff. Both of your recipes are gourmet, I think.
Okay, so now we're just going to get this pasta,
Okay.
and we're going to add in our sauce. So this is just some
Wow.
pesto sauce, and just follow the directions on your pasta's, the back of it. So this is just, we have some.
That looks delicious. So
Pasta.
after the show's over, we're gonna be eating that?
Yes.
Oh, I know I'm gonna like that.
And now-
that is one of.
Since it's a little hard to mix in, I'm just going to add some water from the pasta,
Why would you add the pasta water? Why don't
so
you
that
just
it
use
will
tap-
just spread better. This is just the water we had.
Why don't you use tap water?
It's just the water that we
Okay.
decided to use.
Oh,
We have
this
some.
audience member. Oh my gosh.
He's very knowledgeable about this.
Oh, that is
So
good.
that is the roasted cauliflower, and this is our finished pesto. I'm just gonna add some cheese to the top,
Oh my goodness, that's good.
and this
So-
is finished pesto.
Oh my goodness, I hope we can get a close-up of that. I wonder if that, the robot might get it. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good place for it. It's trying to get it right now.
Yep.
So before we sign off, I want to say this. You said both your mother and father equally cook. It depends
Yes.
on who gets home
Yeah.
first. But do you pitch in and help all the time too?
Yes, definitely.
And do you think kids at home should be helping to cook so that when they're on their own,
Yeah,
they'll know
definitely.
how to
I
cook?
definitely
And they're
think
not
they
always
should be
shopping at
helping.
fast food because they don't know how to cook.
No.
So the best cooking teachers are really your parents.
Yeah, they're really good at cooking, and this is something they make all the time when we have pesto, and it's one of my favorite things too.
Okay, so you know what? We're getting ready to sign off. Before we sign off, I want to show a few books. This is the most healthy foods, and
I'm sure a lot of these are in there
yeah,
too.
and there's recipes in there. And then this one I brought to quickly show. It says 4 ingredients or less. Now this one's not necessarily vegetarian, but 4 ingredients, come on.
That's
If you
how
don't
many we
cook
use for the
much,
cauliflower.
You can do 4 ingredients. And then this is Whole Foods. For a long time I was into Whole Foods. just only eating whole foods, but I'm not that way now so much.
So?
And there's special cooking books just with kids. This book is just for kids. So there's lots of opportunities out there for your kids to cook, to learn how to cook before they're on their own, so we don't have another generation of fast food, right?
Yes, and
Do
I think
vegetarians go to fast food?
yeah,
Oh, you do too?
sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think this is a great meal to start out spring.
To start kids out with. And here, I don't even know where we can put this, but this has come back cooked. And that's what it's
Yes.
going to look like when it's cooked. It's going to be more brown.
Yeah, it's
because
not
of the
burnt,
vinegar.
it's just a vinegar.
And I think that's a wrap. And I want to thank you, Katy, for coming. I know you're a very busy person. And thank you for coming and showing us how kids can cook.
It's very fun.
Yes, thank you. Bye. Thanks to Charles and John, who ran camera. Thanks to Arnie and Bob, who are in the edit suite. And a big thank you to the audience member.
Yes.
Boy, he saved us quite a few times, didn't he? All right. Bye. Tune in again for the Just Kidding Around show.
We the people here decree we've the right to life and liberty.